quick as possible, really. That's the really big important thing.
Okay. So that's the magic metal, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's the second thing that goes on, isn't it? That's the second touch. The first thing is the cup, isn't it? The epoxy going down just a few mil before the black line.
Black line, and then just give it a little mix, because that's what mixes the catalyst and the epoxy together.
Yeah.
And then I'll go from there,
Sound.
Hey guys, if you're tuning in to 664, we're currently watching a turtle covering her eggs. This is so cool, and it's my birthday! Introducing you guys to the turtle called Veneer. So we're here with the guys from the Marine Conservation Society, and they're going to be tagging this turtle called Veneer. She's just laid some eggs, so she's in the process of covering her eggs. What light is this? What kind of light is this?
Sorry?
What type of light is this? The light. Just infrared light? So this is infrared light, so I'm not using a bright light on her. But yeah, we're at Woodlands Beach, and this is a green turtle. She's laid quite a few eggs, and she's now in the process of covering them. We're going to be tagging this turtle so that we can track her journey as she travels around the world. This is so amazing. And when the clock strike 12, it was my birthday, so they've honored me by calling this turtle Veneer. If I can get a little bit closer to her. We can't put the lights on, can't put the flash on. She laid the eggs, and now she's just in the process of covering them. Thank you, Chamilla.
Don't be sandy sheet with the right flipper.
Look how big she is, guys. We're going to try and get her into this box to tag it so that we can track her progress. It's quite late at night, I know, so thanks for tuning in. Oh, she just threw some sand on me. Let me move out of the way.
She's nearly as old as you.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, if she's the same age as me? We're guessing that she's probably about 25 to 30 years old based on her size. But what you're seeing right now is she's laid her eggs, so I'm going to be putting up some of those videos tomorrow of actually her laying her eggs. When she was laying the eggs, she was almost like sedated. She just didn't move, so she allowed us to tag her and put a chip in her as well.
Yeah, it's called a pit tag.
So we've placed a pit tag on her fins. You can see the silver thing that's flashing there. So she's been tagged with that. She's got one on each. What do you call those?
Yeah, they're
fins,
flipper tags.
flips,
They're
flipper.
tags.
Yeah.
On the front flippers.
So she's got tags on her front flippers.
And then she's got a pit tag in her front right shoulder.
And a pit tag in her front right shoulder, which is like a microchip. Yeah, that's the reason why we've tagged her, Chamilla. So once she's finished, we're going to be putting a bigger tag on top of her back in this box here. And then that will allow us to travel with her and see we won't be able to see everywhere where she goes, but we'll be able to track where she is, wherever she ends up in the world. So these turtles can travel out, I think, how far would they go out? Maybe.
Well, we don't really know from green turtles that are nesting in Montserrat, but this is what the satellite tracking is going to find out.
Yes.
how long they stay in Montserrat, where they stay between nests, and then where they eventually migrate out to. But they can travel for thousands of miles, you know.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things to note, guys, is that the turtle, when she's breeding, she doesn't really eat. So she would have done all of her eating for like maybe 2 or 3 years, just eating and getting as fat as possible. And then while she's nesting, she will, I guess, have sex with multiple males, and then she'll come up and then she'll lay her eggs. So this might be the first time she's laying eggs, or
It could be, we don't really know because she's not been tagged before, so this is
Yeah.
the first time that we've
So
tagged her.
they'll come up at different times to lay their eggs. So this could be the first batch or it could be the last batch. We don't know, but I guess we'll find out now that she's tagged.
It normally takes about 12 days between each nest.
So there's 12 days between each cycle. So she'll go back out into the water where it's nice and cool and warm, and then what she'll do over there is, I guess, create her eggs again and then come in. You can see she's been very aggressive. She's covering up her eggs, because one of the sad things about turtles, if you're unaware, is that 1 in 1,000 will survive, and that's for different reasons. So it could be the rodents on the beach that may eat the eggs, and then once the eggs are hatched, once they get into the water, they face all the other animals in the water too, who will breed on them, so will eat them, sorry. So I feel so fortunate to be experiencing this on my birthday. This is amazing.
In Montserrat.
In Montserrat as well. And I'm here with these two lovely guys, Amdeep and Miss John.
Yeah.
So they're here from the Marine Conservation Society. You can see that they're on their shirt. And they kindly invited me down to witness this. And I'm so happy that I jumped out of my bed and willingly came down. So if you're wondering where we are, we're at Woodlands Beach. And you are watching Veneer the turtle covering her eggs. How cool is that?
In fact, Jack is from University of Exeter, and they're also partners.
Oh, so can you tell us a little bit about this project and why you guys are here? Sorry.
This is a Darwin Initiative funded project to create a
Can you
marine
turn
turtle-
your light off? Because
Yeah.
it's dazzling me.
to create a marine turtle species action plan for Montserrat. So the main part that I'm focusing on is the biological side of things. So I'll be doing day and nighttime beach surveys, and obviously tagging as well. So what we'll be putting on in a minute, we'll be putting on a satellite tag on this one. So then hopefully we'll be able to track her for as long as possible, at least between 6 months to a year, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to see where she goes to her foraging ground. So that could be anywhere from Costa Rica to Venezuela, anywhere sort of in the Caribbean Sea or further afield. We don't really know yet, because I think only one turtle has ever been tagged with a satellite tag on Montserrat before. So and now we've satellite tagged 7 altogether. So this will be our number 8, and then we've got 2 more to put out after that as well. So everyone can actually watch the live feed of those tracks. So we'll be able to give a link to that as well, so you'll be able to follow in real time where these
Getting
turtles
aggressive.
are going. Yeah.
So tell us a
pretty
little
cool.
bit more about, I was just trying to explain to them the whole process. So they nest here, but they don't reside here for most of the year.
No, some may reside, some may be resident
Thanks,
here.
Mom.
But most will sort of finish laying, and then they'll go on a big migration to their foraging ground. So where they'll sort of spend maybe 2 to 3 years on average, where they'll fatten up and eat as much as possible. And then when they're sort of in the best condition, like body condition, then they'll make their migration all the way back here to Montserrat, and then start nesting again. So they usually lay between around 3 or 4 clutches every 3 years. So that's their sort of annual.
How many eggs on average is that?
About 100 in a clutch on average, yeah, but it can be as high as 200 sometimes, yeah. So we had a hawksbill lay the other day, and it had 198 eggs in, I think it was.
Oh wow!
yeah,
So you've seen a hawksbill here as well.
Yeah, so we've seen a couple of hawksbills.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Satellite tag the hawk.
So we satellite tagged one
So
of them as well.
hawksbills are endangered, right?
They're critically endangered at the moment, yeah. So they're greens are doing a little bit better. So their population is increasing all over the world. So they're doing a lot better due to conservation efforts. But
Mostly on the nesting beaches, right?
mostly
And
on the
guys,
nesting
if you're
beaches,
wondering
yeah.
why I have to keep it this dark, we're using the infrared light because we can't put on the flash or anything like that, because the turtle's right next to us over here, digging away. So there she is. So she's laid probably about 50 eggs or more. and we're trying to get her into this box here to tag her. We've placed 2 types of tags on her already. So just explain the tags for us, John.
Yeah, so the first one we put in was what is called as a pit tag. So it's just like a microchip, like you would put in like your pet dog or cat. So that means so whenever she comes back onto a nesting beach, if someone's there and has like the correct scanner, so like our team or another team at another conservation site around the Caribbean, they can quickly give her a scan.
Can you just give her name, please, when Veneer comes back?
Veneer comes back, yeah, sorry. When Veneer comes back, we'll be able to scan her.
So they've given me the honour of calling this turtle Veneer, so I'm very happy about that. On my 37th birthday, there's a turtle named after me. She's doing better than me. She's already had more kids than me. But yeah, so tell us about the tags.
Yeah, so the first one we put in was a pit tag, so it's just like a little microchip. So any other conservation projects around the Caribbean, we'll be able to scan her, and then we'll know that she was tagged on Montserrat, and then we'll be able to sort of know where she goes around the Caribbean. And also we have 2 flipper tags on as well, so that's the same sort of ID. So if anyone finds her, maybe sometimes they get caught in fishing nets as well,
Yeah,
so like
'cause I've
fishers might
seen
accidentally
that.
catch them. So if they do, they can always note down the flipper tag number and then either give it to the Montserrat government and stuff, and then we'll know exactly what female was captured and whether she was released alive or whether she like died in the net. or
The
anything
tracking
like
that you do, does it tell you when the turtle stops, and then that kind of raises the alarm?
With the satellite tag, it can tell you like a haul out, so it can give you a haul out. So I think we've set it for after 10 to 20 minutes, if it's been out of the water, it will record like what they call a haul out behaviour. So that'll be, so if she comes again and nests like maybe in a couple of weeks time, once she comes out of the water, because there's wet and dry sensors on the tags, so we'll know that she's hauled out onto the beach and is most likely come up to nest. Or if she's been out at sea and she's been hauled out, then yeah, we can sort of see if she's been caught in a net and like a fisherman has brought her on board.
So what was the importance of tagging, well, making a note of her GPS location where she's laying
So
this?
the main things is to see where they go and what habitats they utilise throughout different stages of their sort of migration. So here we found that the last 7 satellite tags that we've put out, that they've actually sort of congregated around woodlands in the ocean, just in this bay around woodlands, and also in Isles Bay. So we even tagged one on Rendezvous, and after she finished laying, she swam all the way down the coast and came and sort of chilled out around woodlands with all the
nice.
other turtles. And then others also chill out around Isles Bay. So if we can get a lot of data on the areas what they utilise quite often, then we can also, that can give you proof to be like, okay, we need to protect these areas because this is really important mating grounds, or if it's foraging grounds as well. So if when they migrate, if we find that they're going to certain foraging grounds, and we can also protect those because that's obviously really important for them as well. And then we can sort of maybe put in marine protected areas or sort of no-go zones, so like maybe to stop jet skis or boats coming really close inshore if we find that they utilise these areas a lot. So yeah, it can really help with their protection.
So
yeah.
when is the nesting period?
So at the moment we think it's between sort of June to October, November time, but we've had when we spoke to local fishers and local people, it seems like there could be maybe an all-round nesting period, but the peak seems to be around June to October time. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. So what's the next stage? So now you've put the pit tag and the flipper tags.
Yeah.
What are we going to do next?
So we're going to wait until she's finished covering up her nest, and then as she moves down, we're going to like gently sort of shuffle her into our sort of makeshift box that we have here, and then sort of enclose her in there. Then we usually put like a cold damp towel over her eyes and that, just to sort of calm her down so she's not so stressed. And then we'll start the process of attaching the satellite tag, which can sometimes take about an hour because there's a lot of processes to it. Yeah.
So guys, when she was laying the eggs, she almost seems sedated. What was that? Or is it because she's using so much energy she just let you touch her and do whatever
so
you
sort
want?
of go into like a trance. So,
Yeah.
and they're so focused on just laying that.
Just giving
they
birth,
sort of,
I
They
guess.
just sort of go into this trance. So, and then when she starts covering, it gives us the opportunity to put these tags in, so she doesn't feel it as much, you know, so they don't really flinch. So we can put the
Yeah,
tag
because
in.
she was just quite easy. She
Yeah,
just laid there and allowed you to do it.
Yeah, so
I
they
thought we
sort
were
of-
going to get slapped in the face.
Yeah, when she comes out of it and then she goes into the box, and she might be a little bit more active
aggressive.
because they're a bit more awake then, so it can be quite a struggle sometimes. But yeah, so it should be good.
All right, guys, thank you so much, Dan.
No worries.
Let's see what she's doing now. So if you can see. Hold on, let me try and.
She's still just covering.
So she's still.
This sometimes can take hours, but usually we found on Montserrat they usually between half an hour to an hour that they'll take to cover.
Okay. So guys, this is gonna take a while. She's just doing her covering. She's done quite a lot of digging, as you can see.
Jack,
Yeah.
you realize you reached the root.
Sorry?
The root of the tree?
She's reached the root of the tree.
Yeah.
So she's laid her eggs just right under there. But she's just throwing so much sand on it, and the Ministry of Agriculture is actually going to collect those legs, collect the eggs, and then take them back to agriculture and then help them to hatch. Because like I said, there's so many rodents that are just waiting around to eat the eggs. So we're trying to help them out by taking them back to a secure location so that they can hatch. And then after that, they'll release them into the sea to give them a greater chance of survival. So if you guys stay tuned, I'm going to come back on again just to save data and battery. I'm going to come back on again when we're going to do the next phase of tagging. So thank you very much for tuning in to 664 Connect Media. This is Veneer, and you're watching Veneer laying her eggs and doing her thing. So thanks for watching. Bye.